welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
After hundreds of battles throughout the season, we finally determine a champion tonight. As EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings you the biggest game of them all, the Super Bowl. Tonight, with a hallowed Lombardi trophy in the building, it's a battle to raise it in midfield between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt, happy to have you with us. And this is an unusual spot to be, Brock. Both teams here, they have fought and earned their way to this one. Yet this still looks like could be one of the more lopsided Super Bowl matchups that we have seen in our time in the NFL.
It looks that way on paper, but we know. We watched it through the centuries. Right? We know that upsets happen in this moment. Broadway Joe's guarantee and the Jets win. It's just the third Super Bowl. This was a giant shock. The Patriots make perfection. And that lesser-known Tom Brady, yeah, they too got past the greatest show on turf. This moment, underdogs emerge.
A tradition started back in 1967 has now reached its diamond anniversary. And off we go in Super Bowl 60. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. And bringing them out, one of the NFL's best stories as of late, a former third overall pick, Brock, who has revitalized his NFL career.
His mind right now. What an arduous fight across the entire moments. You just go back in that backyard as a kid, you close your eyes and you dreamed of when you were little, and you're living in it right now. It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Play fake, Darnold. Into the hands of Walker. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. Gain of 9 yards on the play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Here's Darnold, 1st and 10. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, 2nd down.
Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Walker now from the gun. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. This one goes for 3 yards. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. They'll go play action. A throw right side, finds Cup. And he gets this all the way to the 25 before they stop him. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
That's just so good. I mean, that is teaching tape right there. It's what you want your guys to do. To not just catch it and fall down, but have a plan. Yes, you got to catch it first, but then have a plan to go attack. Be aggressive. Get those yards after catch. That is a job well done.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. And now it's 2nd down. So his first blemish, Brock, after that perfect 4-for-4 start. And wouldn't expect one incompletion, though, to stop him from leaning on him this opening drive.
No, I don't think so. And I think more than anything, you see the defense kind of... ball can hit the ground on this side.
Completed over the middle. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. Picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Here comes play number 8 of the drive, 3rd and 1. First carry of the game for the rookie out of Alabama. And ooh, this one does not have a chance. They were ready for that one, and the effort brings up 4th down.
It's weird to say, and it certainly won't show up on the stat sheet, but I want to give a lot of credit to that runner. Even though it didn't gain a yard, it actually took a heck of an effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, so they're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive. Now Darnold, 4th down. And it's complete. Play made by Cup. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Now that was a big 3-yard gain because instead of a turnover on downs, partner, it gets him the first.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest. It gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Here's a design run. And he won't get beyond the line of scrimmage. Good work by the defense. 2nd down coming up.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Running back sent in motion. Out of the gun. Here's Darnold. Brought in. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
3rd and just 2 to go. Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Pass it down close. He will not get them to that marker. Heck, all he can do is get back to the line. 4th down.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Jason Myers out there now to try and field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Myers' kick is good. And they get 3 on their first series. Hope to build on that in the drives ahead.
Certainly not the amount of points they wanted when they began this drive, and certainly when they got into scoring territory, but it's always nice to look up in a Super Bowl and have a lead.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. He's brought down just inside the 25. So now it's the Patriots' turn to head out for the first time on offense. Leading the bounce, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Well, here he is, Kate, in the role that I and so many other quarterbacks dreamed of being in during our careers, leading the AFC champions out on a Super Bowl Sunday. The journey, well, it's only become more difficult every step along the way, from the regular season through each run of the playoffs. And it's prepared him for the moment he's walking in right now.
That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Sticking with Henderson. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I call that a table setter right there. Table setter for yourself as a team in that huddle, gaining confidence on the ground, and you know that's going to set the table for some great play action pass to come.
1st and 10 now from the 46. Henderson's going to take this straight ahead. He dodged the tackle. And he has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. Give him 24 on that play. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Give now to Henderson. And some solid running here as he gets him 8 yards. They're into the red zone.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. May now from the gun. He's running with it. And he's brought down after a great gain. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Stevenson has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
They just could not even find a sliver of breathing room on that 1st down, and this is not an envious spot for this play caller to be in. I don't know what you go to now.
Trying again from the 2. It's 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's May. And he scores. Touchdown, New England. The Patriots pull ahead 6-3 in the 1st. So a very run-heavy approach to this one thus far. Hard to argue with the results as they start out with a touchdown, Brock.
Yep, even in a passing league, Kate, it's how a lot of teams like to start, right? Everybody loves to think of winning the line of scrimmage. Why? Well, it sets up play action. It makes your protections a little bit easier. Win the line of scrimmage in this league, you have to win the game.
This is Andres Borregales trying to tack on the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Patriots one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Now Borregales on to send it away. Young on the return. This drive will start inside the 25. So Seattle retakes the field for their 2nd series. And they settled for a chip shot field goal last time, Brock. You got to think they want to be able to finish it off and reach the end zone here. Seahawks just about set. Here's 1st and 10. Drive begins with a Walker run. He's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that gives the Seahawks the 1st.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from 1st down to 1st down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Now Donald off the play action. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to go down right along midfield strike.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
This is Walker on 2nd. They stopped him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up.
So often we talk about the individual having to move on to the next play. Well, that was a perfect picture of the collective. That defense staring down 2nd and 1 rose to the occasion collectively.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. He tries to sneak it, and they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Pickup of 2 here, and that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
Everybody understood the assignment right there. For one guy, the quarterback, get the snap and make the marker. For the other 10, drive like mad, push like crazy, and create that space for the 1st.
Going on 1st, here's Darnold. He finds Smith and Jigba right side. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that gives the Seahawks the 1st.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Now go with Walker on the counter. This time they've got him. He can't break another tackle. He will go down behind the line. And it's not just your quarterbacks, Brock Hewitt, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too. Defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
To throw, here's Darnold. Has him on the quick hitter. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Third down, and they need to get 10. Here he goes, third and long. Complete beyond the marker. There it is, touchdown Seattle! The Seahawks with a slim 2-point lead early.
That play really had all the elements you're looking for from a tight end, showing that he can stretch that field. With the route, check. Secure the catch, quickly become a runner, check. And finally go finish that drive off and celebrate with your homeboys.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks push their lead to 3.
Patriots 7.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff.
Kickoff for Seattle.
Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. New England taking the field in second series of the game coming up. And the last time they had it, they ran it down the field on him. I'd expect some better resistance up front if they try that again. Starting on the ground with Henderson. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down. After that drive starts, with a very minimal gain.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Staying on the ground here with Henderson. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Leonard Williams applying the hit there.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
May now to throw on 3rd. Ooh, puts him here under this one, right side. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down.
I think that was the type of play we expected out of this defense to start the game. Can't undo that opening drive touchdown they gave up. That can sure help to get yourself off the field with that 3rd down stop.
Here comes Bryce Behringer to handle the 4th down punt. The Seahawk offense ready to get going once again. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Seattle getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. Now to throw. To the left and pulled in by Cup. And this is going to be a 4-yard gain. They're out to the 24.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. From the gun, Darnold. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. Nothing doing after the catch, but a good gain on it. They're down to the 35. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
That's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the play. And they're able to drive him out as he reaches the 45. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Running back sent in motion left. And he managed what he can up to the 48. Tracked down by Robert Spillane.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here's Darnold to throw. Jump off top on his back. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
Third down, Pat's going with a few extra defensive backs this time. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to Jarrett. There was Jackson Smith and Jigba, and that leaves them with 4th and 5.
Kate, I've talked to you over the years, the transition to the NFL where the windows to throw are small. On third down, smaller. Put dime defense on the field, and those windows become almost non-existent.
And it sails out of bounds. That's a good kick. Got all the way down to what looks like the 10-yard line before leaving the field. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. May on 1st and 10. Escapes the defender. Connects on the crosser. And some excellent work to drive him all the way up past the 30-yard line. Give him 24 yards on that one. And that's a New England first down.
I don't care how good a secondary you are, how loaded you are with talent, when you've got time to allow a receiver to work from one side of the field all the way to the other versus zone coverage, well, you're going to make a defense pay.
Trying an inside give to Henderson. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, here's May. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. That is Nick Emmanwori. Second down, they go pass here, and it's intercepted to kill the drive.
And that is one way defensively to get your teammates off the field. That was all about anticipation. Great move there by the defender to take it away and put his offense on the field.
And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. So Super Bowl 60, a quarter of the way done. Scoreboard shows 10-7. More from Santa Clara coming up. Enough waiting, we're back, and it's time to resume play here in Super Bowl 60 from Santa Clara. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Throwing from the gun here. Lines cut once more. And they won't manage a ton. This gets to about the 26. Jack Gibbons in on the tackle.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 26-yard line.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Slot man motioned over. Darnold. Nowhere to go with it, so he's just going to throw this one away.
That was pretty cool right there. I mean, that is an underrated effort on that play from his target, hustling and bustling his way to make sure he was in the neighborhood of that throw. So the Zebras, they couldn't penalize the throwaway.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. And again, it's Darnold. Making the call himself. He wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a 1st.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Walker on 1st down. And he's going to get forward for a gain of about 7 on that run. It's 2nd down.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. Here's Darnold. And they take this in for the score. The Seahawks pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, okay? You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Myers gets the point after the go. And the Seahawks make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Patriots and Travion Henderson back out there for their next series. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a 1-score game here. Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled for a short gain.
There's no question, Kate, the big plays down the seam or big tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, gets good coverage, contested catches that really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
2nd down now, they need 7. Here's made in the air. Complete to Diggs out left. This one nearly moves the chains, but he stopped just shy of that marker. 6-yard pickup brings up 3rd down.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Trying to sneak May. And this defense is going to win this round. They hold strong there in the middle, get him down right at the line. 4th down coming up.
That's all you could really expect from a sneak, Kate. 1, maybe a couple yards. So in that way, their job was executed. But the play call, well, that leaves me and I think many scratching our heads.
Another punt coming up. Bryce Baringer to do the honors again. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And this doesn't just reach the end zone. He kicked that one all the way through it for a touchback. The Seahawk offense taking the field now. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Seahawks just about set. Here's 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put two tight ends on the field, yeah, you could live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
Out of the gun. Here's Darnold. Short pass brought in. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. They'll throw. 3rd and long. This is Cox. That's Cox. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. They get 23 on that one. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Cade, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Cade, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
He's going to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's across midfield into...
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates now as a receiver in the open field.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Darnold with it on 3rd and short. Connection made to Shaheed. He's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. Give him 8 on that one. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Throwing on first. Here's Darnold. Has him on the quick hitter. He'll take this ahead to the 34-yard line. Brought down by the veteran Carlton Davis.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Play fake. Darnold. That's completed right side. And he's going to be stopped, but not before dealing some damage. He's down to the 12. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket.
Dude, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't the pass. It was a scramble. But it nets the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. From the gun, Darnold. And he's going to have the Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks making a 16-point ball game. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. You always tell me, Brock, it is a whole different world here. Running routes, working in confined spaces, instead of having that whole field to spread out a defense.
Oh, spot on, Cade. With some players, that's the world they thrive in. Finding windows where windows shouldn't exist and then being ready for the throw to arrive. It happens so fast. Trusting your quarterback to make the right read and get it to you.
Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks take a 3-possession lead.
Patriots 7.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. The Patriots and Travion Henderson back out there for their next series. And they take the field feeling pretty beaten down with how this one's gone. Even if they're keeping their heads high, Brock, not a whole lot they've been able to do so far.
In these moments, I think of golfers, right, in a tournament. They don't want to look at the scoreboard. They don't want to see how much they're down. They just want to take it shot by shot by shot. That's exactly what this offense has got to do.
It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
May. It's him on the end route. He's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And the Patriots will have a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Henderson on 1st and 10. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Here's May. Setting up the screen with Henderson. And he's brought down after a short gain.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Here's a nickel look by the Seahawks. 3rd down. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
The Patriots have their punting unit out. Bryce Behringer, the one to send it away. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And another mistake for them here. This punt had way too much on it. It's into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks and Sam Darnold heading out for their next shot on offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air. So expect some tighter coverage this time around. They give up the gut to Walker. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Toss play, this is Walker. Crashes through a tackle. And they're going to force him out just before he can get to the 35. They gain 11 on that play, and that gives the Seahawks the first.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. Now an inside give to Walker. And that carry only gets one on the punch up the gut.
The only thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. This time it's a passing play. In the hands of his running back, Walker. And he's going to be brought down the 42.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, kid, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's caught for the first. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. So pick up 14 yards on that one. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Hand off to Walker from the gun. And he takes it down to the 33. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
4 yards. That's another Seahawks first down.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
Going to the ground again on first. And this play doesn't work out like the last snap, right? So you can only get back to the line. It's the defense all over this one. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort.
Hustle on that one. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Throwing is Darnold on 3rd down. He's got Smith and Jigba for the catch. They stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage to the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield. You know, for pitchers, you hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high-percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
Slot man's in motion right. Throwing here, Darnold. Pressure comes, and there's no place to go. The Patriots got it. And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough 3rd down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there's none to be had. No escape route available this time.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Clock is ticked down. We've reached our 2-minute warning. More from Super Bowl 60 and Santa Clara in just a moment. So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
We see this all the time. The number one thing you see NFL defenses do to try to force that 4th down, gets down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure. The cover guys go shut it down.
Seahawks field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they're able to tack on 3 more to this lead before halftime.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. Keeps away from 1. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Patriots and Travion Henderson back out there for their next series. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. To the air on first down, May. Finds him on the slant. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Here's May on first and 10. Fits it through the middle. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And that's a New England first down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says two things in every production meeting. Number one, well, we got to stop the run. And number two, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
May on first and 10. Taking a chance to the end zone. And it is knocked away. Shot to the end zone, answered there by a strong defensive effort. Second down. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown. And you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
Here's May again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And that brings up 4th and long.
Tendencies tend to show themselves, Kate, and really come to life on 3rd downs. Right? They want to go to their best receiver. Defense knows it. They know that tendency. They double it, and they make the play.
A 51-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the deficit goes from 20 to 17.
Hey, facing a deficit that's going to follow you into halftime in that locker room, they will welcome those 3 points and a little bit of feel-good momentum.
Now Borregales on to send it away. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Seahawks are going to take over late in the half. And up a very comfortable 3 scores. Really no need to try and get anything here. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Got a gun. Here's Darnold. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. They're 1st and 3. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make it pay.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They send the tight end in motion. This time, they'll keep it on the ground. Continuing to move past the 45. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Now Seattle going to call it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. Here's Darnold. Throw left side, caught by Shaheed. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Now the Seahawks are going to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Second and 3 now. Throwing from the gun. He finds Smith and Jigba right side. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. That's a pickup of 9. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
He was defended by Christian Gonzalez.
And again, it's Darnold.
You know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
For the field goal, a 48-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And just before halftime, Gronk, they're able to add 3 to their advantage.
You know that most of these coaches really don't crack that big smile until they get that W with 60 minutes over, but I see a little sly smile on that coach's face because that's terrific execution. You work those situations to pay them off with points. They did just that.
So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get one final snap here in the half. He's back to throw. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. His final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thank you, Scott. Great work there. We, on the other hand, didn't have a great first half. Here's hoping things get a little bit closer this time around as we get set for quarter number 3. Enough waiting. Let's crown a champion, shall we? The second half of the Super Bowl is underway. On the return, here's Travion Henderson. They'll bottle him up just as he gets it to the 30. The New England offense with the football. They get it first here in the second half. In that first half, they just couldn't keep up the pace, but they're going to be the ones setting the pace here to begin this third quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's May. He's going to try another deep one here. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these, really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Second and 10. Here's May. Completed over the middle. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Patriots will have a first down.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
1st and 10 from the 43. Shotgun handoff to Henderson. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Rolling into enemy territory. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a gain of 11 there. That picks up the first.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
1st down from the 42. Here's May. Henry on the catch. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk. It was nearly a big play.
2nd and 3 now. May off the play fake. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away. So he goes down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Pretty impressive, isn't it? They built this type of lead for themselves because that's actually, Kate, their first sack of the game. And that's why smart front offices and complete teams build a well-rounded roster. That way, if a core component like the pass rush today isn't there, well, the other areas of the team pick each other up.
Digging deep in the playbook here, and this is 3rd and 11. Throw here, 3rd down. Setting up the screen with Henderson. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. It takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Trying to throw for it with May. He connects downfield. He's in for the New England touchdown. The Patriots cut into the lead coming out of halftime. A 2nd touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separation to the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Corey Gallis on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Patriots drop the lead back to 13.
Patriots 17.
Now Borregales on to send it away. Young on the return. Good work so far. He's got room. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Walker now from the gun. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Run loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11. From the gun, Darnold. Into the hands of his running back, Walker. And he looks it forward to the 43-yard line. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle.
And there's heat. That blitz coming off the snap. That QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Throwing is Darnold on third down. Hits his running back. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That's good for a Seahawks first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day one install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
The give now to Walker. His charge towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Darnold off the play action. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
With a quick pass out line. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's a gain of 8. And the Seahawks first down. First and 10 at the 31.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
New set of downs for him from the 31. Now Walker. Room to run inside the 20. Take it across the goal line. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown.
That's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
Darnold in the offense getting sets. 2-point attempt upcoming.
The Seahawks will
They want to run it across. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down to the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Well, I know we normally look for where the breakdown occurred here, partner, but I think he just made a really good play defensively to get back there.
Yeah, you're not just thinking. He absolutely did it. That defender was reacting. Go shoot your shot. And that is teaching tape for that.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Fielded by Henderson. He's brought down to what looks like the 24-yard line. Here's New England ready once again on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. New England bringing the offense to the line. 1st and 10. Henderson's going to take this straight ahead. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Hey, not a bad play by any means. There's room for more, and they know it.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Sticking with Henderson. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys. Not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
3rd down, they need 7. Third and long. They're going to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he's taken down just a couple of yards shy of the 40. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a New England first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
They give now to Henderson. He sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
Need a better result than that last run. It's second and 8. Here's made in the air. He dodged the tackle. That's complete to Diggs on the slant. We'll have a 4-yard gain on that one. He's taken down at the 44.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
The Seahawks opting for a 5th DB nickel set for this third down play. Operating from the gun, here's May. Fits it through the middle. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. That one naps him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too.
A gain of 33 yards on the play. First down, New England.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he is into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots shrinking the lead some in the third. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
Corey Gallis on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Patriots shave some of the lead. It's down now to 12.
Patriots 24.
Now Corey Gallis on to send it away. Young on the return. He's stopped on the run back of the 27. The Seahawks stop headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. And they sure surprised us, going for 2 in that spot on their last drive. Not sure we're going to see that call come out here again. Seattle getting everybody set. They've got first and 10. Drive begins with a Walker run. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is second and 10. Out of the gun, here's Darnold. Smith and Jigba with yet another catch. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
We've set of downs from 37. Play fake, Darnold. Right side, Shaheed's got it. And it doesn't get much, up to maybe their own 40. Marcus Jones ranging over for the stop.
Brings up second and 7 at the 40-yard line.
Second down now, 7 to go. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Connects on the crosser. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
It's Walker on the give. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up second down.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Putting a receiver in motion. They'll go play action. Has it downfield, working the left. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. That one goes for 31 yards. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
First down. First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
It's one of those situations that I really can't critique the defensive call at all. I mean, the X's and O's were everything you want, but unfortunately the Jimmies and Joes, in double coverage of that tight end, couldn't get it done.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. That's caught. Here's that shove it in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. All passing game.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Inside. Only can get his yard here, Brock. It's going to be 3rd down.
At the 6-yard line. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and
3. Motioning left is their running back. He gets it out left, and it's caught. That's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks make it a 3-possession game. Zach Charbonnet with the touchdown. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, Kate. Kind of reminds me of the offshoot quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He still put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Seahawks go up by 19.
43. Patriots 24.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Fielded by Henderson. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Patriots and quarterback Drake May ready to go once more on offense. And we've seen some matching touchdowns as of late, so the scoring coming at a good clip, Brock. Let's see if they can keep this up.
You know what's fun, Kate? After all of these years, I have friends that are offensive guys, friends that are defensive guys. Well, my friends watching this one offensively love it. The defensive guys, they're climbing up their walls.
And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Patriots will have a first down. Staying on the ground here with Henderson. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I think anytime these offensive coordinators in the NFL call a run play, they're just looking for something positive. To get a first down, that's a bonus.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. From the gun, it's May. Will finds his running back, Henderson. And this one does not go far.
You know, these running backs today, they are so versatile. It doesn't matter if they're running it, or in this case, same principle applies on routes out of the backfield. You don't get somebody close to him, that throw is headed his way.
2nd down now, they need 7. Anderson here from the gun. Now even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. He can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
At the 49-yard line, it's a gain of a yard, and it's third down.
Six yards to go here. It's third down. No throw. Third and long. Gets it to him on the screen. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, and I promise you some money will follow.
And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. They are in great shape here as we wind down this third quarter. They've got a 3-score lead. Another that could put this just too far out of reach. A tight end in motion now. They'll run here on first down. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
You know, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
He goes back to him yet again. Complete. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
14 yards. That's good for a Seahawks first down.
Hard to believe, but just one quarter left in our season. We're through 3 in Super Bowl 60. It's the Seahawks in front as they sense a second title is within their reach. First down now, ball at the 33. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Some good running here as he gets him 7 on that first down carry.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Back-to-back carries here. And no first down here. He's up to the 42-yard line. Another half yard, and he'd have had it.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there. Reset it back to first down. But instead, defense, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Here we go. Goal line formation coming out on 3rd and inches. He'll try to do it himself. They're loaded and ready for that sneak, weren't they? They stopped him at the line. No gain.
Kate, is there a simpler play in football that's come to life more than the QB sneak? We see all different varieties now, but it has become so darn effective. When you got a tough QB that wants to put it on his shoulders, you sign up for it.
Play straight ahead. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
It really is pretty simple. If you want to run against a 3-4 group right up the gut, number 1, got to control that nose tackle. Number 2, you got to get people to the second level. That was teaching tape.
First and 10, he keeps it on the option. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. They strike for 23 yards. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
The give now out of the shotgun. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal.
When you call that first down running play, you don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. And he'll score. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks keep adding to that fourth-quarter lead. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when we were watching Steve Young, Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
Myers to add the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Seahawks grow their lead yet again.
Seahawks 50, Patriots 24.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff.
The kickoff for Seattle.
Fielded by Henderson. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Patriots running their offense out there. And scoring hasn't been the issue for him, Brock, but it has been impossible to hold pace with the offense on the other side of this football field.
And we know they can't get this all back in one play, but they better do it with a sense of urgency.
To the air on first down, May. Complete to Diggs out left. And he's sent down right after he makes that catch at the 40-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the deep.
First down, May. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. So it'll be second down. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Okay, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Offense looking to convert as they come up to the line, third down. Tight end motioning right. To the air yet again, May. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Reek Woolen with the INT. Score. It's a pick six for Seattle.
I don't think they needed that pick six to secure this win. That shit left court just about. But this is an opportunity for all to go feast, to go eat, to go make game-changing plays.
Myers to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks continue piling on to this lead.
57, Patriots 24.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Fielded by Henderson. Team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Patriots offense all set to go. And their shot at the win probably already gone before that last interception, but after their pick six, Brock, whatever will they had to keep fighting, that might be gone now too.
Yeah, maybe time to look down that bench and try to give some other guys some opportunities as well.
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. Really create some indecision now defensively.
This is Henderson on second down. And they find him after just a yard, and it's third down.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
May now from the gun. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
It's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Well, simply put, Brock, they absolutely need to have the conversion here on fourth down. Desperation time here. He connects downfield. He's going to bring this down to their 35. One of their biggest plays of the game so far, and it comes on a fourth down gamble.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation when you go for it on fourth down, it may mean sometimes throwing into double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
Finds him over the middle. He will go! Touchdown, New England! The Patriots putting up points in a game decided. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Boy, Gallis checks on the extra point. And the Patriots still trail by a lot. It's a 26-point differential. Borregales on to send it away. Young on the return. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Seahawks offense running out now. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. 1st and 10, Darnold. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. The entire playbook is open here, Brock. It is 2nd and inches. Running it now out of the gun. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. QB sneak coming. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the 1st down.
That may not look like much, but that is a confidence builder for quarterback and offensive line in particular. When you know you can push the pile on 3rd down on a sneak and get a 1st down, you may have to come back to that in a bigger moment in this one later.
It's another option. That one stopped right at the line for no gain. This is going to be 2nd down.
Man, it is tough to fool this defense with how they just react to these plays, Kate. They held that line, QB keeper, it gets 0.
Now nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Rolling back, it's the handoff. And again, they'll get there to meet him at the line and take him down.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. 3rd and long for him here. Short pass brought in. He needed a little more room to reach that line. The stop is made in time. That brings up 4th down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Seahawks bring it out the punt team. Michael Dixon will kick it away. And it's out of bounds. Took a bounce and it's going to be marked right along the 30-yard line. The New England offense running out now. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing now out of the shotgun. Brought in a big gain here for Diggs. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. How about 29 yards on 1st down? And that's good for a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory. The give inside to Stevenson. A solid gain there, Brock, of about 5. Takes him inside the 40-yard line.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
1st down run gets him 6, so now it is 2nd and 4. They go again with Stevenson. And he's going to have this one down to the 20. Gets 16 yards on that play. And that's a New England 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Pass caught, 9-yard line. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
1st and goal, Stevenson. And he is into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots making the scoreboard look a touch better. Ramondre Stevenson, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
One after is good by Borregales. And the Patriots get it back to a 19-point deficit.
Patriots 38.
Down by 3 scores, their hand is forced. They're going to try the onside kick here. And it looks like the Seahawks are able to recover that kick. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
How many hands I gotta take to level my aesthetics? Hurry up and get your muscle up. We apply metric. Ran up by the Lux Mesa up the highest metric. The city just made it sweet. You could diabetic. They mouth get full of deceit. Let these cowards tell it.
The Seahawks are ready for another drive on offense as Jackson, Smith, and Jigba heads out. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. He's held it just a couple of yards on that carry, and that brings up 2nd down.
it's pretty clear just watching this unfold. They want to find a way to get this player in space where he's most dangerous. Defenders made sure they kept him contained and limited what came off on that one.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Handoff now from the gun. And that 2nd down run is only going to manage a yard. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. They'll air it out on 3rd. He completes it in traffic. Great job rallying to the football. They get him down right at the marker. 4th down.
Making that throw in double coverage to a running back, I don't want to live off of that, and I certainly am not going to count on it. But give some credit to the effort it took to make that catch. A whole bunch of bodies around him.
Field goal. A 46-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And that's going to make the advantage 22.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Fields this one at the 3. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. And all that's needed here, Brock, is some repeat execution from that last series. Of course, I expect the defense has made some adjustments after giving up that touchdown.
And that is the beauty of this game we love so much. Those back and forth adjustments on the sidelines. And can this offense do what it did a drive ago? And that is stay one play ahead of their defensive foes.
It's a gain of 12 on that one. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
When you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. Patriots trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. They bring Diggs in motion. May on 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, or right at the 31. Timeout taken by the Patriots. They're 1st and 3. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Throwing again, it's May. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Seahawks are going to take over now at their own 20.
I'll hear a lot of defensive coordinators say you've got to earn the right to rush the passer by doing work on the early downs. You know what this is, Kate? They've earned the right to be aggressive defensively with the work they did through 3 quarters. And this defense...
Again for this upcoming series. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And a nice chunk there, about 7. He's up to the 27.
Oh, man, these are the kind of plays you can't wait to get on film and watch the next day. Look at the fellow pass catchers. Look at the guys getting out in front, helping on that screen pass. Get your player in space, your buddies do the rest around you, and a big play follows.
They're going to pass it here. Right side, Shaheed's got it. And they're going to bring him down, but not until he gets it down to their 32-yard line. They get 40 on the big hitter. And that gives the Seahawks the 1st.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Well, partner, maybe not the record that most people think of when it comes to quarterbacks, but it's certainly an impressive accolade for him. The most completions in a single game.
Yeah, it feels like this was communicated beforehand, right into play. And listen, we're running everything through you. You're carrying us. And to his credit, this quarterback brought his A game, some of the best throws of his career.
And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
And in their first appearance in over a decade, Brock, I know we're both excited about this one. The Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl champions for a second time. And I think it's still sinking in at different points for each player, Brock. Look at these shots. These guys have reached the crowning achievement for anyone who steps foot onto the gridiron as kids. Champions now, every one of them.
And it is something, Kate, they can never, ever have taken from them. I think you and I have come across many Super Bowl champions in both this game and in champs in other sports, right?
Yeah,
and you're the